Good morning, everyone. It's Michelle Dalley from Umami. How are we this morning? Are we there? Anyone with me? I'm just a little bit early. Just finishing off, getting a few bits ready. Trying not to look nervous. Also realising I can't remember how to turn the camera around. Fix my hair. Hello, who's there? Good morning. Don't ignore me. Just say something nice, please. Hello. Hello. So I'm just finishing getting set up here. Give that a refresh as well, and I should be able to make sure everything's turned off. Morning, Jane. Morning, wife. My foreign wife. How are we? Good to see you there. That'll be the family leaving. They're disappearing out the house. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, they're not even talking anymore.
Bye.
Well, bye, bye, bye. Sarah McClelland, good morning. How are you? So what you need to know about Sarah McClelland is she needs to press some buttons to tell me she's there. And that's Sarah McClelland. Morning, bird. I am buttoned up, darling. It is that dress. Yeah. Say no more, if you know what I mean. Morning, wife. So my wife, my foreign wife, for everyone to know, is Jane Propert. Thank you for the likes. I'm going to give you a wave. Kimber, good morning. How are we? You've got the emoticons ready. Thank you, Jane. That's fantastic. I'm just going to remember what I'm supposed to do on the script. Now, I can't remember how to flip the camera around then. So anyway, that will be fine. So it tells me start at 8:30 sharp. Good morning, everyone. All 10 people who have joined me. It's quite a thing trying to manage this. Morning, Michael. How are you? Special wave. You know, I love to wave on Facebook Live because, I don't know, I'm a bit crazy. Anyway, so good morning, everyone. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join us. We've got 10 at the moment. And I'm going to be reading comments at the same time. Tony! Hello, Tony! Tony is the most awesome sports massage therapist. You need to see Tony. You'll find her at Ross on Y, where she's that ops person, whatever they call it, group coordinator. So, waving is nice, isn't it? Hello. Although your hands look really big. Anyway, morning, Callum. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. And Dion. Hi, Dion. One of my favourite Birmingham people. All right, Bab. Just do my Birmingham accent. I am from Birmingham, so I can actually do that. Phil Terrick, good morning. He likes my video as well. Hello, everyone. It's really cool, this, isn't it? So we're going to keep an eye on time, because anyone that's been to my meetings know that I love to run a good meeting to time. So we've got 18 people joining. Are we ready? So I'm going to read from the script. It's a slightly different script to the one Tony's waving back. Anyway, stop reading the comments, Michelle. Good morning. I'm Michelle Dalley from Umami Design for Food, and thank you for joining me on 4NTV Live. So we're now going to start the 40 words round. That's instead of 40 seconds, any of you can send me up to 40 words as a Facebook comment. Doesn't matter whether you're a member, whether you're just here for the day like the lovely Sarah. Thanks, Sarah. This can be a brief pitch about you and your business, which everyone tuned in will be able to see. I won't attempt to read them all out because you know I'm not that fast, but I will pick out a few comments and share them with everyone. As a tip for future weeks, prepare this ahead of time and then just paste it in as a comment at each show. It really does make it much easier. So, who's going to get us started? Right, I'm going to start with me. So while you're all typing your 40 seconds, because I've got sound, you've got to listen to me, here's my 40-second pitch. So I'm Michelle Dalley from Umami Design for Food, and we work with clients in the food and drink sector to help them improve their marketing through their promotional advertising, everything from websites, brochures, advertising, through to social campaigns. We really are experts in the food sector, and hopefully this foresight will tell you why. And we add real value to our clients so that they can turn more inquiries or opportunities into sales. So that's me done. So let's read a couple of yours because they're much more interesting. You'll be hearing about me. So here I am multitasking. Karen Chambers. I'm Karen of KC Coaching, specialising in motivational behaviours to help you achieve your business ambitions. Free Skype consultation to get you started on finding your reason and the right goals for you. Thank you, Karen. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Alpine Pirates. That's Jenny Duckworth, by the way. It's a long story. Jenny is our group leader at Mighty Monmouth. She's absolutely awesome. So Jenny's still in bed, too much information. Sarah McClellan. Sarah's from Cafe Express and 95 Degrees Tea. Sarah's one of my clients and she's tuned in to hear about some of the antics from the food industry. Lady Jane, 4M wife. Lady Jane, the solicitor, estate agent and notary public, helping you sleep at night. She's helped me sleep at night quite a few times. Jane, can you just give me a bit of advice, please? So we're now up to 27 people. We've got Callum Ronan, a freelance digital photographer and video producer based in Leeds, helping clients showcase their business and products and take the stress out of creating video and images. Crikey me, these come through thick and fast here. So keep them coming because we're going to get started. What time do we start, Michael? Just tell me. Let's have a look. 8:36. 2 more minutes. So Kirsty from Dursley. I'm a utility warehouse distributor, helping people save money. Gosh, it's moving quick. That's Kirsty. Stephen Daniels. We aim to remove a highly dangerous product and replace it over time with a safe, quick, easy to use alternative. It's called the Whatnot. You can find Whatnot in a lot of the screw fixes. That's where I saw it. Crosley, the mindset technician. Working wonders with Fidel yesterday, I heard. Fantastic. Alpine Pirates, she's going for a coffee. I've got my coffee and obviously it's in a Pantone mug. There you go, Pantone orange this morning. Tony, I'm Tony Stanton of TLS Sports Massage and Remedial Therapy, helping you keep moving, doing the things you love for longer. She certainly does that. She fixed my shoulders, fixed my husband's back. Brilliant. Alison Fox, I give your life meaning, giving bespoke ceremonies that mean something to you. Weddings, namings and funerals. Also, Alison's a celebrant. Big talk about celebrants recently on the forum, so that's great. You're very welcome. Morning, Renee. You get a special wave. Hello. And I love it when people are saying hello to each other. So that's cool. So thanks so much. Remember, you can go back and read all the comments afterwards. And I'll definitely be doing that later. So thank you, everyone, for the interacting. So right now, it's time for my foresight slot. And this isn't a sales pitch or a, what do you call it? Which isn't just for networking meetings. It isn't a sales pitch, but an insight into a specialist field experience or interesting area of your life. My foresight is called Plenty More Fish in the Sea, for many reasons. Just for those who aren't sure, it's not about online dating. I must clarify that. So it's not about online dating, although along the journey there may have been a little bit of dating, but that's a different foresight altogether. So one last one, Dion, the powerhouse in the house. She certainly is, sorry about the accent. So although I can't see you today, it really would be good to hear a little bit more about you. And if you're watching, so send me comments throughout and keep hitting the like and emoji buttons because that makes me know that people are listening and that I'm on the kind of the right track. So that would be fab. Give me 1 second and we're going to get started. Stick with me. Sounds fishy to you, Phil, does it? Certainly is, mate. Certainly is. So, plenty more fish in the sea. What's that all about then? So, lots of you will know that my background is in the food industry, but obviously you're not born in the food industry, are you? You're not just wake up one day and you're fishy or you're in the food sector. What actually happens is you get there along the journey. And so what I want to do is share 5 tips with you today about how these different tips I reflected on a few years ago and looked and thought, wow, these tips work for all of us. Doesn't matter whether you're perhaps a teenager, perhaps you're at the end of your career, whether you're in corporate, a big business or a tiny business. These really do work. I didn't realise at the beginning. So I'm going to start with tip 1. And tip 1 is, if you don't ask, you don't get. It's that simple. So let me tell you why I mention this. And I quit school at 16, didn't know what I wanted to do, knew that I didn't really want to go to university. I wanted to work. I was motivated by money. And that's at 16. But at 13, I actually thought, I want some money. I want my own money. Not lots of it, just enough so I could make my choices. Choice is really important to me. So I said to my mum, I'm going to go and get a job. She's like, yes, that's great, that's great. What you need to know about my mum is she's awesome. If she watches this, she'll cry. But seriously, when you're 13, how do you go and get a job? Emotional. How do you go and get a job? So we went to the high street and I thought, I'm going to get a Saturday job. You know, Saturday job where you just get, I don't know, 10 quid for the day, I think it was, £7, something like that. And there was a florist, and the florist had a sign outside, not the food industry. And the sign said, driver needed. And I thought, okay. So I said to my mum, wait outside and don't embarrass me. And I went in, I walked up to the counter, I put a big smile on my face like this and said, hello, I'm Michelle. I'm obviously too young to drive, but I can walk and I can carry. And I did this sort of an image, right, which I thought was how you would carry a large bouquet of flowers. I don't think I ever had at that stage. And I just stopped. And the woman looked at me and said, crikey me, I'm not looking for a Saturday girl. She said, but I really like you. Why don't you come and work for me from Saturday? And I walked back out, and I think my mum was ready. You know, remember they wanted a driver, and I was 13. My mum was ready to put her arm around me and actually say, well done for trying. I walked out and said, can you give me a lift Saturday? I've got a job. And that's where it started. If you don't ask, you don't get. That woman, Jenny, would not have come and found me on the street and said, do you fancy a job? You look nice, like you could carry. So that's your first one. So go and ask. Ask for the opportunity. Tell people you want something. If you tell them, maybe they'll be able to help you. So I went along there. I had a couple of different jobs. I worked for a butcher's. I was a vegetarian. It's fine. I worked in advertising. That was hard, but it was a great life lesson. And in all of these things is the second lesson. And that is, Dion's saying she didn't remember those Saturday job days. It was Erdington, actually. The second lesson, and again, it doesn't matter whether you're selling flowers, whether you're selling meat, whether you're selling advertising, or my next part, which was fish and specialist products. You need to know your product. So when I sold meat for a catering butcher, selling to venues, I don't know, like hotels and restaurants and cafes, actually, I needed to understand the product. So I had to learn really quick. Well, I'm quite good at that, actually. That's one of my skills, I'd say. No one picked it up at school. And so I learned about the product, and then I could talk to experts, chefs, about their product, about what they needed. So I went from meat along the journey, working in some pubs, and I ended up working for a fine food company called Larder Fresh. And that's when my career with Brakes began. If you've ever seen the Brakes van, they used to have two chefs on the side, for those old enough to remember. They weren't chefs, they were owners. But anyway, Brake Brothers, Brakes, big food company, over £3 billion. So many of my friends still work for them. And I joined this little company called Larder Fresh. Little company, a couple of million. And I was a telesales girl. And I was ringing up high-end chefs and caterers to ask them to buy from us, basically, to take their orders. And what happened was, I quickly realised I needed to know my product. So in meat, there's only 5 main carcasses. Sorry, Adam, if you are watching. 5 main carcasses, and then you've got bits and pieces like chicken and stuff. In fish, there are thousands of species. Thousands. And they don't all have labels on. So you have to know your product. Because when I went in, so at 21 I was a rep, a telesales girl. Just the week before I turned 22, I became a field sales rep. I was given a company car. Ah, man, it was the best day ever. My white Peugeot 309, I was winning in life. And anyway, I was given the keys and told to go and get some customers in central Birmingham. So there I was. Oh, wow. Waffle was an olive picker. That's so cool. So there I was, age 21, with this car, driving around Birmingham and the West Midlands, selling to chefs. Well, you know what? And this is a sign of the times. This is half my life ago now. It was really easy to get an appointment back then. I didn't have a mobile phone. You couldn't email anyone. You had to go and balls it out and knock a door, ask for the opportunity for a meeting. And what I found was, actually, being 21 and female was quite easy, it seemed. For some reason, it was easy to get an appointment with a chef. Don't ask me why. Italians, even easier. The Italian community were big customers of mine. They seemed to quite like me. Anyway, what was easy to do was get an appointment. What was more difficult to do was demonstrate the expertise, because they were there and actually they just wanted to show off in front of their other chefs. They wanted to show off and basically look like they were trying to chat the rep up. I know that sounds sexist now. I'm a real feminist. It's awful. But that's how it was. And so I had to know my products. I worked tirelessly. I read books and books and books and books, no internet. I went and talked to experts. I walked around supermarkets. I went to the fish markets. I knew my product. So when I got the appointment, remember I asked for the opportunity, I knew what I was doing. And let's think about this. That works for all of us, regardless of what we do in life, whether it's a design company, which we do now, or whether you're a solicitor. Whatever you do, then you need to know your product. The next thing you need to know is the size of the prize. What are you actually chasing? Do you know sometimes you think, oh, I want to go for that. Why do you want to go for it? What's it worth? In terms of opportunity, but Brad talks about opportunity, the right place, the right time. He talks about, are we doing it for money? Are we doing it for future PR? So, you know, actually, when we know the size of the prize, what we're looking for, then we find there are plenty more fish in the sea. There are plenty of opportunities for all of us. There are a gazillion design companies in for networking. They come to the meetings, absolutely no problem. People buy from people, we hear that all the time. But also what happens is that if we can show our expertise and know what we're looking for, not just anyone that does websites, if we can demonstrate our message very quickly, then people can carry our message forward for us. In the fish industry, the size of the prize was about £5.6 billion of fish in the UK, and 4 out of 5 homes eat fish at least once a month, not Adam Stevens and anyone who's vegetarian, obviously. A few years ago, there were about 12,500 UK vessels, 6,500 vessels, 12,500 fishermen. So knowing your market is just really important. The food service sector, which is where I specialise, pubs and restaurants and things like that, with people like Sarah McClelland, we dealt with the pub groups and stuff like that. I went across from Birmingham, big life changes, and I got a job down in Aylesbury, different parts of the company, still within breaks, but as a fish expert, just dealing in fish, not the fine foods. And has anyone ever been to Billingsgate Market? Just comment and I'll look afterwards. But show the love, people. Thanks, Jane. If you've ever been to Billingsgate Market, I'm loving the emoticons. Thanks, Jane. If you've ever been to Billingsgate Market, then what you'll find is that it's really busy, and do things move fast. And work in the fish industry, you have to work hard. There is no... Tony, you've been fantastic. We should talk about that. But you have to work hard. You can't just... There's always someone who's been up since 3 a.m. Oh, man, I got up at 6 a.m. No, I got up at 3 a.m. No, I've done the night shift. You just have to get on with it and show that you're engaged and that you want to be part of it. And that's how to be successful. So wherever your customers are, learn about them. So yesterday I was down at the London Coffee Festival because we've got the coffee customer and other customers in add-on sectors. And so you have to just know it. Your next lesson is be a team player. In fish, I mentioned people work really hard, really long hours. It's really good fun. I had a massive expense account. I went to some fantastic events, some fantastic restaurants. But sometimes it was Billingsgate at 4 a.m. I once took my bossy and told to Billingsgate at 4 a.m. We're off our face on coffee by 10:30. But you have to be there and demonstrate that you are going to get your hands dirty. I've carried boxes of fish. I can fillet a salmon. Yeah, not brilliantly. You wouldn't pay me, but not bad. So to do all those things, there is something really important, and this is vital for small business. Be a team player and celebrate success. So give me a little emoticon if you celebrate when you get a new deal. Because you know when things are tough, actually, what happens is we give ourselves a hard time. Oh, God, I haven't done that. Or it's really difficult. I've got no money in the bank. How am I going to pay the bills? Yeah. I love people who celebrate success. But the fact is, in food, we celebrated a lot of success. We went to a lot of dinners, a lot of events. If celebration was always around food, I'm an absolute foodie. I'm a bit of a food snob as well. So on the picture you can't see is the team, Gordon, Karen, Emma. We won Team of the Year, National Accounts Team of the Year. And we went out and spent £1,500 on food and drink and a night out. This was some years ago. We blew the whole lot, everything. In fact, we went over budget. They signed it off, it was cool. And so, celebrate, Karen, getting a new client. High five yourself. You can't just give yourself a hard time when things aren't going well. Dion, every day is a celebration, baby. Definitely. Come and see us at Numbers at 9. So celebrate. Another lesson, go the extra mile. Think about in your business how you could go that extra mile for someone just to make the difference. For us, it's things like, I don't know, we will hand deliver stuff, hand deliver print, give a bit extra, you know, just what can you do in your business? In my old life in the food sector, I dealt with Wagamama. Who's been to Wagamama? Give me a prawn emoticon if you can find it. Who's been to Wagamama? Well, they were my client and I looked after £1.2 million contracts for fish and seafood and over 50 restaurants. And we would have many dramas. Usually on a Saturday morning we'd go out of stock or someone would forget to deliver. This is fresh fish, remember, or frozen prawns. And I would pick up the phone on Saturday morning and try my best to put this right. And going that extra mile does help. It does really make a difference. One of the things I'd say is that, you know, there's always something we can do. So work out what it is. Talk to me, talk to someone. So what could I do just to make things a little bit better? Noodles, yeah, I know. I had to eat at a lot of Wagamama just purely for brand research. As I say, my expenses were extraordinary. They were brilliant. My husband, when I first met him, was just like, wow, we have to go to Wagamama all this many times for free. Yeah, I'm afraid so. And so the next thing to learn, I suppose, was in Wagamama, we had the contract for about 5 years. We did a great job, but we got a little bit greedy. We got a bit greedy on the margin. It was a fixed price contract for a year. The dollar went our way as a business and we kept all the margin. And dream job, totally. It's a great job. No regrets, just joy. And we kept the margin in our business. When we came to renegotiate, the business was enjoying too much of the margin. So they wanted to keep all that money in the business. Well, it wasn't real money, guys, was it? It wasn't where the market was at. Now, I'm not saying you have to be the cheapest. We were never going to be the cheapest because we were so good at service, but we had to be realistic. So again, another lesson, there's more than 5, I've just realised. You have to price your business for where you want to win it. You don't have to be the cheapest. I never want to be the cheapest. Why would I? Why would I be a busy fool? But I do need to make money to pay the bills and the staff wages, but never get greedy. And you know what? We lost that contract, and I swear it's the worst day of my career. The worst day, because they told me we didn't lose it because of service or account management. We lost it because we were greedy, and it was a real life lesson right there. So make enough money, but be realistic. If you've got a competitor hard at your heels, don't lose it if you really want it. Wagamama suited our business, M&J Seafood. We lost it. Gutting. I didn't celebrate that day. I commiserated in the bar at Paddington Station. I remember it well. Not the end of it. Anyway, another thing for you to consider, moving on in a positive note, is talk to your customer in your language. I dealt in the world of fish, and we really made a difference to people. They were just, Mitchells and Butlers, the pub group, was one of my clients. And when I took them over, there were £2.3 million worth of sales. £2.3 million worth of fish. Over 5 years, I worked really hard with them, with our development chefs, with all the support staff, all that team. And the team was so important. We worked really hard to be their experts. And in 5 years, we grew it from 2.3 to 11.4 million. Sorry, Mark Tomlinson, the bank's getting too greedy because last 10 years challenges. I think it might last a bit longer. But yeah, talk to the customer in their language. 2.3 to 11.4 million was because we understood. I understood every brand, every pub that they had, and I would create menus, including our products, to help them sell more fish. So we helped them find the best opportunities to be different in the market space, to lead the market. We looked at the trends that were happening in the very highest restaurants to make sure that they could deliver a comparable market trend. So again, I was at the London Coffee Festival. I want to see what the cool hipster baristas are doing so that I know that's where the market will go. So ask yourself, what do you do to help your customers lead their market? And talk to them in their own language. Don't be, I mean, you can't just be too techie. Give them it in reasonable language. And that's what we did. And clients we worked with were people like Frankie and Benny's, Selfridges, Harvester, Harrods. Harrods was one of my clients, £1.2 million fish contracts. I got to work on the counter in Harrods. the fish counter. How fantastic was that? It took us about 6 months to win the business from Billingsgate Market. But I knew that the buyers and the purchasing directors in Harrods, they needed to have the right reporting, the right costing, transparency. We spoke to them in their language, gave them what they needed, and they became a long-term client. Working in Harrods is amazing. That's a different foresight. And I'm going to start wrapping up now, but one of the other things is never assume and never turn your nose up. I told you I'm a food snob. Honestly, I'm such a food snob. One of my clients was Toby Carvery at the end of my career, and as part of Mitchells and Butlers. And Toby Carvery is my least favourite place. I don't eat meat, so it just doesn't work for me. But in Toby Carvery, we sold £650,000 worth of fish. Guess what? Stop being a snob, Michelle. Get over yourself. And again, ask yourself what you could do to maybe get over yourself a little bit. I've had to do it a few times in my career. I'm going to wrap up with a couple of extra tips. But back in the day, in our sector, in the fish sector, which is not glamorous, trust me, we led the seafood market. The team that I had around me, the big team, the delivery drivers, the telesales, all of those people, we led the market in the pub sector. We were at the forefront of sustainable seafood. So, you know, now it's like MSC this, sustainable that. We literally led that market, and we brought innovation to our customers. And one of the other things is, you know, we help them change buying habits, and we just help them be the best that they could be. We changed the buying habits of things like fish and chips. You know, it used to always be cod, now it's all sorts of different things. We help customers make more money. Why wouldn't we? Because when we did that, they came back to us for more and more and more. And I'll say it again, team. I worked in a huge company, £3 billion now, it's monster. At the very end, I had the biggest customer, Mitchells and Butlers, for the whole of the Breaks group, 52 million. You don't do this on your own. And that doesn't matter whether you're in corporate or whether you're in a small business. So, you know what? We had a whale of a time. I never sold whale, but we had an absolute whale of a time. I love the food industry, can you tell? So thank you so much. So that's just about it. And my time is up. You know me, I could talk forever. Thank you for watching my foresight. And it's great to see all the comments coming in. It really is. I've not had a chance to look at these properly yet, obviously, but I will reply on the page to any questions that have been raised. Send me a DM and tell me, give me some feedback. That would be great. 4N TV Live is back here at the same time next week at 8:30 AM. On Saturday, and you can join, that's the 15th of April, you can join John Cooper. His foresight is entitled The Theory of Everything, according to Easy John. I like that. Make sure you tune in, and we have even more Facebook Live stuff coming up. John joined the 4 networking leader. Michael Nagel's back here on Friday at 4 PM for his weekly roundup. He'll have a mix of news, announcements and waffling nonsense. That's what it does say there. And you won't want to miss that, will you? There are also the new 4 Development live video presentations providing great tips on how to develop your networking skills. These are running fortnightly on Wednesday evenings from 8:30 to 9 PM. On Wednesday the 12th of April, you can join Martin Perry, and his 4 Development Live is titled, What Do I Want to Do That For? Why joining a team is a great way to grow your business and improve your networking. I have got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to go off script. Sorry about that, Michael. Jane Propert has just joined the team at Chepstow. We've got Brad Watson, who's just joined at Mighty Monmouth. If you're not sure about why you should join the team, join in on that presentation, which is Wednesday the 12th. If you would like the opportunity to present an episode of 4N TV Live, just like this, or 4 Development Live, then message 4N on the networking community page. They're free to take part in and are open to all Passport members. Slots are already booked up ahead, so get your request in now. Don't wait and think. Don't think, should I do it, shall I not? Just book it. Just book it and prep it the night before. I didn't do that. So you can do that and get involved and help raise your profile. This 4N TV Live episode will continue to be available to view anytime here. So please share it and add more comments. I've had so many comments. Todd's just turned up. Well, Todd's in the house. Hello, Todd. Thanks for the prep, by the way. Fidel, Most emojis ever. Bet no one's used a prawn emoji as much. Tony, thank you. Renee, meet, chat, join for networking. Blooming right, do it. And grateful, so thanks Rebecca. Really appreciate the feedback that all you guys have done. I'll be sharing this on my personal Facebook page as well, so that my old food industry contacts who couldn't get out of bed early enough can take a look and have a little bit of a giggle at my expense. So it really is a great opportunity to get involved. So that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed today's 4N TV Live. Have a great weekend and feel free to continue networking right here on the 4N Facebook page. I really have enjoyed having you all here. It's been a great way to start my weekend. Whatever you are up to, have a fantastic time. I'm going to go and eat some food because I haven't eaten yet. I haven't even drank the coffee. But there we are. It's just about 9 AM. Michelle Dalley always finishes on time, don't I, team? Yep. Promise, Brad. And yeah, great. Thank you very much. Oh, Karen, thanks for the prawn emojis. What's that, Fidel? Is it a lobster? Mark Thomason, better late than never. That's a bit rude, isn't it? Don't be rude to Todd, you won't get a booking slot. And the 4N wife is the best. Seriously, guys, thanks very much. I'm going to dial out, share this on, carry on commenting. Thanks very much.